I'm Paranormal Pete, and I'm on a journey to seek answers to the questions that have crossed all of our minds. What happens to us when we die? Is there an afterlife? I'm a regular guy who discovered the gift of psychic mediumship in my 30s. My passion for history and the unknown have put me right here, right now. My mantra for anything paranormal is, we don't know much and anything is possible. Join me as we find our way through the stories, evidence, and experiences of the paranormal and beyond in search of answers, even if that leads to more questions. Are you with me? Welcome to the Paranormal Pete Show. I'm your host, Peter Abbe. We're on Let's Talk Radio. That's WLTK-DB.com. Be sure and go to the website. You can watch the show there. You can also catch the show on your favorite streaming services like YouTube and then Facebook, all under the handle WLTK-DB. And tonight, a very special show. It's episode 64. And I've got my band on tonight. It's always weird to say my band. We're all the same band. I don't know. But anyways, very special show tonight. Inviting the guys on. We're going to play some tunes for you from our record, The Sleeper Awakens. And wherever you're watching from, say hey. You can ask questions throughout the show. Who knows what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about some music and share a couple ghost stories, things like that. Got a lot of great shows coming up for you. Next week, I got Chat with Charlie, the host of Chat with Charlie. She's going to be on the show. She's on Thursday mornings right here on this station. And so I invited her on the show to tell us about what she does. And the week after that, it's going to be a Q&A. So I'll be putting a thing out on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Paranormal Pete Show, of, whatever questions you have, or if there's a topic you want to hear about. So it'll be the last show this month. It'll be a Q&A. And then starting next month, I've got psychic medium Kelly Palmatier coming on the show, followed by Christina Bloom. She also has a show on this station called Be the Change. And she's a psychic medium and author as well. And then after that, I've got Henry San Miguel, the host and the Paranormal Perception Show. He's also the coordinator for the Orange County Paracon coming up October 1st and 2nd. And I'm so excited to be a speaker there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nicole Strickland from the Afterlife Chronicles on this show, on this station, I will also be speaking there. So I'm really excited to get down to Southern California and meet some new paranormal friends and have fun at the conference. So that's coming up October 1st and 2nd. And you can go to ocparacon.com to see details on that. There's some really great speakers, including Patty Negri and Jeff Dwyer, among many others. So you definitely want to check that out. And a very special announcement for the week after Henry San Miguel is going to be on the show. I'm going to have Randall Nickerson on the show. And he's got a film about the aerial sighting over in Africa, the big UFO sighting that was witnessed by so many people, and they all saw the same thing. It's going to be really cool, interesting. So I'm glad to have him coming on the show. I always give a big shout out to station manager Todd Bates. He's on the ones and twos, host of Haunted Voices, and also producer for this show, a good friend of mine, Michael Beers. And thanks for what you guys both do and contribute to the show. And I've got some special summer ghost walks and special investigations I've got scheduled. Special times, so they'll run later at night because ghosts don't come out until it's dark, right? But I've got a couple ghost walks and special investigations coming up, and a couple of youth ghost walks for kids 7 and older. So family appropriate and family fun. So if you want to get information on those, just go to portgambleparanormal.com. You can see where to get tickets for those. So check out the dates. I think this is the first time ever we've done summertime night tours. And I'll say in my years of investigating here, the summertime seems to be a pretty active time. So if you're interested in experiencing something, go to portgambleparanormal.com. Well, let's get right into it. Got a very special guest tonight. Steadyrock Cosmonaut, guys in the band. Let's bring them on the show. Welcome, gentlemen. We got Brian, we got Nick, we got Corey J, and Brandon. All right. How you guys doing?
Good. Doing good.
Sounds like there's something going on.
It looks like we're on the Brady Bunch right now.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Corey?
Hey, Brian, what's shaking down?
Hey,
Nick,
Brandon.
Nick, what's up?
Hey,
Welcome to the
Yeah.
show.
Hey.
This is I always feel weird saying, when
What's up,
you talking to people about music, it always say my band, but it's like our band. So I always hate to say that, but
I always
so this
say
is
my band.
there
Yeah, I
you
was
go.
saying my band too.
Yeah, it's my
All
band.
right. So it's all good.
Yeah, it's definitely your guys' band.
Absolutely. So I already registered the trademarks. But
Oh,
y'all
no.
don't know that.
We got a couple people saying hello. Hey, Steven. Thanks for watching.
What's up, Steve?
And Valerie, glad you're on tonight.
Hey.
Steadyrock Cosmonaut. All right. Thanks
Super
for watching.
fan right there.
Anywhere anybody's watching from, comment where you're at. Say hello if you have any questions. Be happy to try then answer them anyways. So a little bit about the band, I guess. Brian, Nick started in 2018.
Something like that.
Well, me and Nick have been playing for the last 2006, 2005. I don't know. And we just
Something like
we just kind of kept going the whole time, so we never really stopped. I'd like
the band.
Yeah, well, I'd be like, I'm tired of this band. But Nick, do you want to still jam? And so we kept on going and just drank beers.
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually I went to Jamaica on a vacation and I came back and I was like, I'm Brian Lyon now. I like reggae.
Yep, and I was like, all right, let's try it. Why
Yeah.
not? Learn something new.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We've all been in different bands together over the years, and then finally coming together in this one. We started as a three-piece for a while, playing shows at like a flea market, art events. So that was kind of different for us.
That was intentional, though. It was like, nah, I don't want to have to play last at some show at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's play the coffee shop instead. I've never done that.
Yeah. How many times y'all think you've played that one in the morning set at a bar?
Too many times.
Countless. Too many.
Way too
Yeah.
many.
That's why it was intentional.
Yeah.
That's why that 3 o'clock flea market gig was awesome.
Feeling
Yeah.
appropriate.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Home by dinner time.
Exactly.
And you could pick up some knickknacks too. It was good.
Yeah.
So Brian and Nick started the band, so it's their band. There you go.
That's right.
Their
Yeah.
band. And then I joined. We started jamming, and then we later added Corey J and Brandon. Brian, what do you do in the band?
I play the egg shaker mostly.
Valiantly.
Valiantly.
What else you got in your repertoire there?
That's it, basically. I'm lead egg shaker, at least.
Lead egg shaker. All right.
Yeah.
First chair, egg shaker.
First chair egg shaker.
It's
No,
hard
I did-
first chair.
Now I do the vocals and the guitar.
Right on. Hi, Christina. Thanks for watching. She's going to be a guest here in a few weeks. Nick, what do you do in the band?
I play drums. Bang the
Playing.
skins.
Banging the skins.
Dang,
Bang the
this
skins.
Hell yeah.
And-
Dropping those fatty dumps, right?
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, Nick's got some awesome fills. Corey J.
I was thinking about skin. I'm sorry, I just got a segue.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about how people are saying hey man, you playing the skin flute? I was like, hey man, what if you actually made a flute out of skin?
Yeah.
Gross.
Sounds.
It could be
macabre.
cow skin. It could be naga hide. I don't know.
This is true. Leather flute.
I think
Anyway,
that's got to be like, something for a serial killer show.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. You tell us, Pete.
Sounds like some Ed Gain shit right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, hey, Corey J, what do you do in the band?
Pretty much whatever I want. I sing backup and I do lots of ad libs, but I play the didgeridoo sometimes. I bought a little accordion. I got a few rattles and shakers, and this drum called a cajita that comes from the flamenco tradition. So yeah,
Nice.
whatever the fuck I want.
That's right. Brandon, what do you do in the band?
I am the band's Salt Bay, adding the flavor, percussion,
Yep,
congas, bongos, djembe,
and what's the vibra slap?
vibra slap, yeah.
And the vibra slap, yeah. And I of course
I've got a
play
little
bass.
cat
We got a
here.
couple comments on the skin flute here.
Yep.
Molly says nasty. And Christina, yes, I agree. Ooh.
I think
I'll say
she's
it-
talking about baby sheep. I think she was suggesting we use a ew
Ew.
to make the fruit.
That's EWE.
Oh.
So we've all played in different bands together. Other than this band, what's the favorite band you've played in over the years? Brian, you go first. Other than this band, of course.
I don't know. Dr. Diablo's fun.
Look that up, people. That's Doctor with a K. Dr. Diablo. Check that out. Nick, what about you?
I think probably Legends on Heroin, another band with Brian, but punk rock, fast punk rock.
Yeah, that's a great band. Corey, what's your favorite other project?
I did collaborations with this guy named Dylan Rippin in London, and it's online under my name, Corey Jarnigan. Check it out. It was a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Wawa punks.
Are we allowed to say Wawa?
Punks. Yeah, it's just not online as the Wawa Punks anywhere for people to find.
Okay.
The record labels, Sony put it out under our names, under the streaming services. So it's hard to find under the Wawa Punks. But yeah.
Well, go to YouTube, though, right?
Right, yeah.
Go to YouTube
Wawa
and
Punks.
type in Wawa Punks with an X on the end of that.
Right. Yeah, the music's been everywhere, and I made money off of it. So that's definitely my favorite.
Nice. And what about you, Brandon?
Well, I got to say, the other band I was in with you, Cone, their buddy Willie and Oren and Willie Peterson at one point.
Yeah.
I had always played in like grungy kind of hard rock bands, and I always wanted to play something with a little more flavor, and that band had like jazz rock and funk and folk and actually I was telling you guys this, a horn. I was telling you guys this last week. It was like back in those days I just wanted to play in something just like nuts and kind of crazy, and this band definitely scratches that itch.
Oh yeah. No, I like what we do. For those who haven't checked us out yet, go to SteadyrockCosmonaut.com or look up on any of the streaming services. You can type in Steadyrock Cosmonaut. You can check out our album there. I'm going to put somebody on the spot. Brandon, how would you describe our band?
Well,
label yourself.
It's rooted in definite reggae vibes, but it weaves different styles in and out: hip hop, punk, just a little bit, maybe a little folk in there, a little bit, a couple of new songs. It just got kind of a straightforward storyteller vibe. I don't know. Brian's probably the best person to answer this. Am I getting close there, Brian? Not even
I think you hit it pretty good there.
Yeah.
I think you hit it pretty good there.
If you just take a strain of reggae down the middle and you just kind of intersperse these different influences, because we'll play one song that'll be like kind of a almost like the train song. Why it's not coming to my mind right now? Why I don't know why that is. Trouble.
Trouble.
It's got kind of a country vibe, but it's reggae. It's weird. It's like, but it's not. It's just you can't. Some of them you can't really describe, and that's all coming from the brain of Brian right there.
I always tell people our band is reggae-ish.
Yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
I say psychedelic reggae.
That's also a good
That's
description.
kind of how I throw it out there.
Yeah. Oh, we got a few people commenting here. Mary, good friend of the show. Hola,
Frickin'
Pete
crows.
Band.
Dude.
Yeah, what's up with those birds back there?
Hey, crows! Stop it.
Yeah.
They
I
should be
think that
good.
worked.
They should be good now.
Yeah.
Now that you told them.
Mhm.
We had Valerie comment, music's not on Pandora, though. Well,
Who needs Pandora?
dang Pandora.
What is Pandora?
Right?
And
Who
Mary
uses
Mary
that
also
anymore?
comments, funk.
It's the
Funky
planet
dope, man.
from Avatar.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
where
Pandora.
they obtain unobtainium.
Yes,
I got you.
where the Na'vi live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, hey, so we put an album out, The Sleeper Awakens, right when COVID hit.
Perfect.
And we're, had a lot of steam going, got the album done. It's a full-length album. Released it and was going to start playing a lot of shows, and then everything got shut down. And I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Just like deflated?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it
Well,
was
that's
full
really good.
length, and after we released it, yeah, it kind of got deflated.
Yeah, it was a bummer. Valerie says,
Oh, man,
psychedelic
sorry.
reggae space rock. There we go.
Oh.
Space rock. I like that. Space rock.
Seems appropriate.
Yeah. So we had put this album out, but we did spend a lot of time through the pandemic writing a bunch of new tunes. But I wanted to play a couple of tunes off our first album tonight. And after this song, we're going to roll right into a station break because we got to pay the bills here at the station. But here's a song from The Sleeper Awakens. And when we come back from break, I'll ask a little bit about it because it is appropriately named for being on this show. It's called Afterlife. So here's Steadyrock Cosmonaut, Afterlife. Enjoy.
That ain't cool, y'all. No. No. You can ask my mom. Take you down, ground and pound.
Hot mic.
till the very end. In the afterlife, you will burn. Yes, you will burn. Unless you straighten out and start to learn. Your two-faced lions bringing me down.
You got a two-faced lion?
Rubbing my face all up into the ground. Can't make me do it, no. Can't make me do it, no. Can't make me do it, no, no, no. Can't make me do it. Can't make me do it. Can't make me do it, no, no, no. Can't make me do it. Can't make me do it now.
A certified spiritual life coach, animal communicator, past life regression, and a psychic medium. This is Charlie Lynn. Charlie Lynn and Chat with Charlie work with you to bring communication and understanding from spirit to those looking to gain insight. Charlie Lynn's spiritual journey has brought her to you, so take advantage and contact Charlie Lynn today. Book a reading, indulge in some Reiki work, or take the next step in your life with some spiritual life coaching. No matter, Charlie Lynn is here to help you. Search Chat with Charlie on Facebook. That's Chat with Charlie on Facebook.
Right, welcome back to the Paranormal Pete Show. I'm your host, Pete Orbea. Episode 64 here on WLTK-DB.com. Be sure that you check out all the shows on the station. There's a lot of great programming all throughout the week. Something for you every day there, so definitely check it out. Or you can go on the website and get the audio or video archives. And so if you don't ever catch the live shows, definitely go back and check out all the other episodes. So before the break, played the song Afterlife from our band Steadyrock Cosmonauts' first album, Sleeper Awakens. I've been wanting to get the guys on the show for a while. This is a great time. Brian, how'd you come up with the lyrics for Afterlife?
Oh, I think I probably wrote the music and was humming something, and
Just
I
came
wrote the
out?
words. There was no real.
No formal process.
Just came out of my brain, you know.
Spontaneous.
I don't think
Yeah.
I didn't write them down. I definitely just kind of said, "Hey, in the
Just started
afterlife."
singing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
freestyling.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And then it became the lyrics for it. Do you have like, because we have a lot of songs. There's a whole other album's worth of songs. You know, is there a process you have for writing lyrics? Do you ever sit down and think about stuff, or is it mostly, you know, like you said, you're coming up with the music and then it just kind of comes out?
It's usually simultaneous. I'll play guitar and do a jam, and then I'll hum a melody, and then. So a lot of time I'll record the songs first. Well, just the raw draft, and then I could. Sometimes I sit down and write stuff.
Yeah.
It happens when. Yeah.
You guys are lucky because I just can't write lyrics. Corey,
Well,
what
you-
about you? Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Well, you guys know how it works. We play a song and you ask me if I've written it before, and it's normally just that. And I'm like, no, I never wrote that. I was just kind of coming up with it. So
Yeah, every practice, it's like, a new song comes out.
and then I lie to you guys like, yeah, no, I totally wrote that, and we just play it again like it was something that was on purpose.
Yeah. It's fun when we can do like a single take on just a jam, and then it sounds like a song. It's like, what?
I mean, truthfully, that's where most of the songs that came from. We were just jamming around, and I was pretending like I knew what I was doing, and went from there.
I don't think it's pretending. I think observing you as another songwriter is that you do write from that vocal melody. Like, you know what sounds you want to make. And, like, those lyrics just morph from the just the tonal changes that you want to inflect in that melody. And I think that's how the songs convey more emotion than a lot of songs do, is because it was written from that place of not words but inflection and tonality.
That was
deep.
Yeah.
Well,
I got
Corey, you are a lyricist yourself. Do you have a process? How does it work for you coming up with the words for songs?
For me, it's a lot of introspection and, like, really deep thought. Just writing, I don't know, maybe 50 pages for every one song that happens. Because I'm trying to really build, like, not only a narrative, but, like, a poetic structure to the song where, like, it's not just end rhyme poetry, but there's, like, middle cadences and beginning rhyme poetry and all kinds of other, like, just, like, thoughtful shit that it's just as good as Brian's process. Like,
I write stuff sometimes.
Cool thing, yeah. Oh, dude. Well, we play a song called "Rue the Day," and I can imagine that you sat down and wrote those lyrics.
Oh, I definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing I notice, we'll just be outside having a conversation before we go into practice.
Yep.
And Brian will hook onto a word or a subject matter, and then
something that was funny.
And then it just blows my mind. We'll go in there, and then we'll just start jamming, and then there's a new song. I mean, that's some of the songs just come like that, and that just blows me away whenever that happens. It's so cool to be a part of.
Absolutely.
It's one thing is it's so easy with all you guys the music just kind of comes out, and it makes me think, like, as far as, like, something paranormal is like collective thinking. We're collectively in the same space. You know what I mean? Physically, we're in the same space, except for Nick. He's in a different room. Never get to see Nick. But right, it's almost like a collective mind sort of thing, when we're jamming along, and it's seamless. Why do you guys, any ideas as to, I'm sure you guys have played in some groups or jammed with other people where it's like it's really hard to connect, I guess. But, like, in this group, I feel like it's, when we jam, we're all kind of on the same page. And it's just kind of weird. I mean, what do you guys think that is?
Nick, why don't you go first?
Did I stump everybody?
Nick, what is your question?
Well, Brian.
But yeah.
So I think, a lot of it, I think with me and Brian, like, we've been playing music together for so long, like, it's not hard for us to, like, connect. We kind of know what to expect from each other, I think, a lot of times. Right. And, like, it's just kind of comes natural between the two of us because it's, like I said, we've been playing music for 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
it's like secondary habit.
Yeah. Some nights are better than others. I mean, sometimes I feel like we don't really connect very well on certain evenings, when we're playing stuff. But
I didn't know you felt like that, Nick. I didn't know that.
Ooh,
here you have it, folks.
Where's this coming
Band
from?
fight.
Oh, now we know how you feel.
Brandon, what do you think, man? as far as like, I feel like there's like a, a mental connection or something that goes on.
I think when you feel relaxed around people and there's like no tension, like almost zero tension in this band, and I've been in a lot of bands where there's a lot of tension in it, and it's harder to create. We just go there to have fun, I think, for the most part. I think that's the number one thing, and we don't take ourselves too seriously. So I think that creates an openness for connectivity, like you're saying, subconsciously.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot to do with the jam session. You know what I mean? When you're trying to make stuff on the spot, you kind of got to take your head out of here and put it over here, and you know what I mean. So it's like,
Right.
well, no, it's like I used to take kung fu a long time ago, and you'd kind of meditate a little bit because you'd be doing things that really hurt you. You physically were be standing in positions that were painful, and the only way I could get through them was take my brain right here instead of thinking about everything right here, moving it over here or over
Right.
Nick's way. And
Right. I think, honestly, it speaks to the talent of everyone in the band. Much respect to you guys. And the creativity. And like Brandon said, there's no tension. So it just happens.
Yeah, it happens
I just want to
freely.
play music, man. I
Yeah.
have a good time. I don't.
For real.
Yeah.
I've never
And we
taken
all
I-
play
anything
to our
seriously.
strengths.
Yeah, I think, Brandon, I think you kind of hit it on the head there too. It's about having fun, and I think that's a big difference for me too, from playing in other groups as well. So we'll go around the horn here, and then we're gonna play the next song, "Magic," which is the theme song for the Paranormal Pete Show. We'll go around the horn. Is there someone you can think of, a single person, if you have to throw somebody else in, that's fine, who's been like the biggest influence on how you play music? Brian, since you're right next to me on the screen, you're going first.
I would be the guy I used to play this Matt McFarlane. This guy I used to play in a band with Dr. Diablo, but before that we worked together. And I'd be completely like, I've always been good at playing music. I could play instrument, pick it up anywhere and play it, but totally mind boggled every time I would listen to something that he played. He used to do this podcast called the Fabrication Podcast, and he used to he'd come up with new songs, and it was like a pretend satire podcast, but it would be like you're debuting new songs from all these bands that never existed, and he'd just be playing them. And I'd be sitting there completely mind blown, like, dude, you actually made this all happen? No, he's 100%.
Right on. Oh, that's cool. So somebody you know. That's awesome. Yeah, Nick, what about you? Is there like one or two people you can think?
I don't know. I mean, I listen mostly to punk rock music, and I think probably as far as my punk drumming, my biggest influence would probably be Smelly from NoFX, one of my favorite punk bands.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, a lot of my punk beats were very much like, molded around listening to the way he plays punk music. And other than that, maybe one of my other favorite bands, Bad Religion, had a drummer for like 15 years named Brooks Wackerman, who he's not in the band anymore, but he plays for Avenged Sevenfold now. But that guy too, like, just blows my mind, like the way he plays, and I definitely would say that was an influence as well. So
Nice. Yeah, both great drummers.
yeah.
Yeah. Brandon, what about you?
Well, truth be told, being a percussionist in this band, this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm a drummer by when I played in bands, every other band other than this. So if I was to go from that route, the drummer for the Tea Party, Jeff Burrows, is probably my favorite drummer because of the rock styles. It's kind of a big John Bonhamish style, but they delve into a lot of like Middle Eastern and almost and some Latin stuff, which I've always been attracted to. Which so I would collect hand drums and I'd play them, but I never played them in a band like this. But one of my favorite musicians of all time is actually a percussionist before I even thought about doing this, and it's Leon Mobley from Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals. They do a very wide range of things, and they've got a lot of percussion in their music, and I've always been drawn to that. In fact, when I first started playing drums, I was about 20 years old, and I'd play beats on a Gatorade bottle in an oatmeal can, just sitting there like in the living room, hanging out, listening to music, just tapping away on stuff. So I started buying percussion stuff actually before I became a drummer, and then it was just an afterthought. I never thought about it until Pete messaged me one day. He was like, "Hey, you want to come play percussion in this reggae band?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" I've never played reggae. I've never done anything like that, and that was actually exciting. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to just kind of play in some different type of band, and this the glove fit.
Yeah, no, indeed, totally agree with you. Corey, what about you? Who do you think's your biggest influence on your style?
Oh man, I don't really consider myself all that much of a musician, like as far as like playing music, but like as a holistic thing, yeah, like I see it like more holistically. So I would probably say like someone like Bob Marley, honestly, who had like a million songs about personal stuff that just feel universal to other people.
Yeah.
Or Bob Dylan back, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, I only gave you one. You have to stick with one. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Bob Marley. Bob Marley. John Fogerty. Shit, what?
No. He's just going to keep going. For me, it's John Paul Jones, Zeppelin, and Peanut from 311 has always been a big influence. I knew you were going to laugh, Corey.
Peanut and Smelly got mentions tonight.
Yep, Smelly Peanuts. And then Alex from Incubus, their original bass player, Dirk Lance. He's probably one of my biggest influences on playing bass. Well, let's get to another song. This is off our first album, Sleeper Awakens. By the way, go to SteadyrockCosmonaut.com if you want to check it out, or any of the music streaming services. Just look up Steadyrock Cosmonaut. This is I picked this song to be the theme for my show here, just because I love the lyrics and the style of music. So here it is, Magic from Steadyrock Cosmonaut, The Sleeper Awakens.
They say that you're a fool. You believe in magic. Some hocus pocus dwelling up inside. And you know you're doing well. Tell the witches cast their spell. And I don't think you should walk alone tonight.
So that was a song called Magic.
WLTK.
Yeah, that's right. Corey.
Little bit of magic. Oh, Brian. You should
Now we're all. Nick, you're muted. Can you unmute? Now that we're all in the zone.
There we go.
There you go. Corey, you used to be a DJ back in college days, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I studied mass communications at West Texas A&M University, Canyon, and I was 3.5 years, all A's in radio practicum. Yeah, I was, it was a lot of fun. We played modern rock just to the Amarillo area, and always chose the shifts no one wanted so I could smoke weed while I worked. And I thought it was going to be my career, and then I decided at some point that being on the airwaves and taking requests from the ladies wasn't going to be my gig. But I loved every minute of it, man, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, right on. So what do we got coming up? And we're gonna start recording stuff, right? And releasing some things. Brian, do you want to speak to that? What do we got coming up, you think? No?
No,
Brian?
I mean, we were recording.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about, later on in the summer. What is there going to be anything coming out,
I want to shoot another video, so trying to think of weird ideas for another video, so
yeah.
Basically that's the plan.
And
do some video stuff and
have some fun with it.
Record some singles, some weird stuff.
Drop the singles.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, and then maybe an EP later. So we got a couple shows coming up. We got July 2nd in Bremerton at the Manette with the Weirdos. And we've got the August 28th in Bremerton. Brandon, what's that? What's the group called?
Well, it's I don't know if it's officially been announced yet, but
yeah, I don't know if
mind.
it's been announced yet.
Okay,
either.
Mayor, go ahead.
It's all but solid. But the son of the singer Sublime, Jacob Noel, has a group and is touring around some people that Brian's actually played with before in previous bands.
Yeah, it was
famous on that style of music at the Redwood Cinemas Theater
in Bremerton, Washington. That's right. We're all up in the Puget Sound area here.
And they're also going to play my 30th reunion pre-party at McLeod's on July 22nd, which anybody can come to. It's not just our reunion thing. It's
anybody can come to that show. Okay. Right on. Well, be sure you follow the band on Facebook, facebook.com, Steadyrock Cosmonaut, for upcoming shows and stuff. We're getting a little low on time, so there's one more song I wanted to play, and then we'll just chat about another thing, and we'll be out of time. So this last song we wanted to play for everybody is Magic's one of my favorite. This is another one of my favorite ones to play. It's so fun. The rhythm section on this song is, I just love it. Between me, Nick, and Brandon, just the beat is just awesome. It's and then the lyrics are great on this song. It has a lot of meaning, and so we hope you enjoy. This is the last song we're playing for you.
Brian, goddammit.
This is Resican.
I think I have one of those too.
No, this is Resican. You see, I was on the Enterprise, and we hit a probe, okay, and then I lived this whole life, and I ended up learning the Resican flute here.
Well, hence the space rock, guys.
Oh,
hence the space rock. But this is our song from Steadyrock Cosmonaut. It's called Long Time. Hope you guys listen and enjoy this one. All right, that was a song Long Time. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Wanted to mix it up on the show and get the band there. Exactly. So I would be remiss if I didn't ask for a couple of ghost stories. And I know that Brandon's got a couple. If you want to share one of your ghost stories, and then I know Corey, you've had experiences, and Corey helps me on the Port Gamble ghost walks in the busy season. I know he experienced a couple things too. So Brandon, you got a story you can share with us?
Yeah, it's got a common theme. I used to sleepwalk when I was a kid, and eventually we moved, and then it stopped. And a couple times in my adult life since then, I've sleptwalked, and then after the fact, I found out, or discovered that those places were spiritual hotspots, and it's only happened twice since we moved away from that house when I was a kid, and since then my daughter lives on that same street, and I've talked to people that live on the street that I know from when I grew up there. They're like, oh yeah, this whole street is haunted. So it's a known thing. So
why do you think the whole street's haunted?
Everybody has experiences on that street that I've talked to. So I guess my lightning rod thing is when I'm asleep and I'm subconsciously connected somehow, and then I get affected by that.
And that makes you sleepwalk, and
yeah. I can't explain it.
Okay. Do you think the street you're talking about, is that, is there potential? Is it like Native American land? Do you have any ideas?
I don't know the history. I don't know the history, but it's something that's talked about on that street that's very common.
Crazy.
I don't know about the streets next to it, but that street, I know people, and they're just like, yeah, it's crazy. Stuff's happening all the time. You should go investigate it sometime.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Yeah, the whole street worth. Corey, what can you share?
Oh man, throughout my whole life, I was raised really superstitious, and like to believe in ghosts and like things we couldn't explain, and just over and over in my life, I've just experienced like noises or voices where it's a collective thing. It's not just me hearing it or me experiencing it. And on the last ghost tour I did with you, me and several of the stragglers that I was, kind of pushing through the museum at the end of that part of the tour, we heard a woman scream. Like, she screamed, and we got up to where everyone else was, and it was just a very calm mass of people, and that was in the museum there in Port Gamble, and it was hair-raising, and there's been many times in my life where I've been in the woods and we're like hearing things that sound like a bipedal animal, up in the Olympic Mountains, and you and I have experienced that several times together, being in the woods and around a campfire.
Yeah, exactly. And for those who followed the show, and I've told what I think is a Bigfoot story, Corey was the one that was with me when we were going into the woods and hearing the knocking. We heard the footfalls, followed the foot depressions in the grass down to the blackberry bush, and we heard that whatever it was at the very end when we were like, we're out of here.
And that was broad daylight,
Yeah, that was crazy. So Corey is the guy that was with me that let's talk about that story. That's crazy.
Well, we had another experience on top of a mountain out by Browns Creek, where you and I and another guy, we were around a very small campfire, having just a secluded, probably 40 miles from anyone in the middle of the forest. And there was something up there with us. And whatever it was, it wasn't a bear, it wasn't a cougar, but there was definitely something up there in the woods with us.
Well, and I don't think, and no tracks were found.
No.
Which was weird, whether it was animal or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, and well, I guess we need to go camping more.
I don't
Maybe
know,
we'll catch
man.
Bigfoot.
Too old to be sleeping on the ground.
Yeah. Brian, Nick, you guys have any stories? If you don't, that's fine.
I do not. I can't say I've ever experienced anything that I
Yeah.
consider to be paranormal.
Are you
Not that I'm
open-
a skeptic
are
or anything, but
Okay,
yeah,
I was-
I don't consider myself a skeptic or anything. I've never had anything happen that I felt like was odd or unexplainable. Or
something that you
whatever,
couldn't
like-
explain. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
well, someday maybe, right? I think we all experienced something at some point. Brian, what about you? Have you ever experienced anything?
No, not really.
you-
The ghost of Ronald McDonald. I don't know.
That's a story we'll share on another show. It's a great story, by the way, folks. Well, I appreciate you all coming on the show tonight and taking some time. It's fun to mix up the show a little bit here and again. So I hope everyone out there watching, listening, hope you enjoyed the music, and hopefully it brought some good vibes to your day. And want to thank the guys in the band, Brian, Nick, Corey J, and Brandon. And that's my new sound effect for coming into the show.
Ooh.
Ouch. And be sure to join me next week with Charlie Lynn, Psychic Medium Charlie Lynn. You like that segue, Brian? Next week was Psychic Medium Charlie Lynn. She's got her new show, Chat with Charlie, on this station on Thursday mornings. And then after that, keep an eye out on my Facebook page. I'm going to put a request out for questions or topics you'd like to hear about. So the last show of this month, I'll be doing whatever the audience wants to talk about. So looking forward to that. Great month of June coming up, and it's all at WLTK-DB.com. We've got a couple people commenting. Brandon, Valerie commented, where was that street? Where's that street at, the haunted street?
Normandy Drive, East Bremerton.
All right. You heard it here, folks. And we got Mary, good friend of the show. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. And another great friend of the show, Katie Brown. Great music and stories. Thanks. Well, thanks for listening. And I leave every show with a toast, and hope you'll join me next week on WLTK-DB.com. That the past is history, the future is a mystery, but today's a gift because it's the present. It's your reminder to take time each day and be present, be where you're at. Really take stock in what you've got, who you're with. Be there in the moment. Don't think about yesterday. Quit thinking about tomorrow, and everything will be better. And cheers to you guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next week on the Paranormal Pete Show. I'm your host, Pete Orbay, on WLTKDB.com. See you next week.
Thanks for having us, Pete.